Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are taking a peek at one of the new Indiana Jones Lego sets, this being of course their flagship model for the wave, the new diorama representing the opening scenes to the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It is the Temple of the Golden Idol. Now let's not muck about, let's get straight into it. The set number is there. It's got over 1,000 pieces, and it will set you back some local currency. 170 Canadian on this occasion. Let's walk through the set because there is a lot to go through. I shall take a closer look at the minifigures. I'll flash them up. There are 4. We've got the Jovitos Warrior, Bellic, Satipo, and Indiana Jones. All have dual printing on the heads except Bellic for some strange reason. But I think they could have even left him out, so not a big deal. The prints on all of them are really good. I think they capture them well. I really like Satipo's the spiders on his back. I think that's a good little touch, as well as the double printing for Indiana Jones when he's got spider webs all over his face. That's pretty cool. And of course, as I'm sure you well know, the Indiana Jones figure has dual molding on the hat, which includes his hair, which is it's okay. I don't mind it. I've heard some people gripe about it, but I mean, who cares? It's not that big of a deal. It makes the hat look better. I'm all for it. Rather than most dioramas of the Lego variety, which are just one square or rectangular display, this set is unique in that it has 3 fairly distinct sections, each with their own features. The build likewise is split into 3 sections. You build each one independently and connect them as you go. It is a wonderful experience and highly engaging, I would say. At the beginning here, we can see the entrance to the temple, which includes 2 of our minifigures, being Bellic, or Indy's rival archaeologist, as well as one of the Jovitos warriors who is guarding the temple. And entering the temple kind of goes along with the scene, as well it should. So you first come in and they are greeted, Indy and Satipo, that is, are greeted by a bunch of spiders, which we can see just here, look, along with the stalagmites or stalactites. I can never remember. The ones that start at the ground. Something tells me stalagmites, but I could be wrong. Moving beyond the spiders, we see the wall that shoots out, and there's a skeleton in it, as is accurate. When they flash into the sunlight, the wall of death comes and gathers them up. Moving past that to the middle section, was a little more plain, I guess, of the 3 sections. It has got the chasm that Indy and Satipo must swing across, using the whip in the film. But, I mean, it's Lego and it's got a grip on, so Satipo's just got some kind of stick that grabs on, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. Swing that around. That's pretty cool. As well represented in the film is I'm not entirely sure what it is. To me, it looks like a gong. Just when Indiana Jones and Satipo are turning the corner to where the idol is housed, you see that in bright gold. I won't show it because of Disney reasons. And then, of course, there is the big kahuna, the actual temple room itself, complete with all of the pressure pads that Indiana Jones has to avoid, or else these faces around here will shoot arrows out at him. There's an excellent little face that looks like a minifigure head. I think that's super cool and cute. And there is a beautiful mechanism for when the idol has been grabbed, which I will show in just a moment. Just on its own, this set is quite large for a diorama, and I think it's beautiful. The color palette is stunning with the turquoises and the sand greens, as well as the dark and standard greens to give the forest vibes. It makes everything look overgrown and very old, contrasting beautifully with all the grays, as well as the tans. And let's not forget all of the built up idol heads that are there. They look so good and they're so simple and so effective. I love them. There's this little one here. There's this one here. There's a whole bunch throughout the idol room, as well as the main attraction, this one here, which was just so good to put together. It was so satisfying. It looked so nice too. Another section I really like is the roots of these trees, I suppose, that have just grown down into the temple. They look really great and they really frame the door well. I think they look excellent. They look very natural and it's very pleasing. Next, I want to swing briefly into the play features, because that's right. This diorama has play features. Does any other diorama have play features? I don't know. This is my first diorama that I've ever bought. And I think I might have done myself a disservice, because all of the other ones, I bet, are going to be a letdown compared to this one, because this was amazing. But let's bust into the play features, because they're pretty cool. Actually, really cool. Very cool. And there's a lot of them. So, play feature wise, I think I would want to start with the least interesting and probably build up to the most interesting. So the middle section has two, but they're not that interesting. And you got this one to swing Satipo back and forth across the chasm. And you've also got this one here. I'm sure I'll give a better close-up of this. And it actuates the door up and down. Super simple, super effective. It holds itself up. There's no issues whatsoever. Next, most interesting is probably in the starting section, but it will be at the end of the scene when Indiana Jones is being chased by, you probably will have noticed, this brick-built boulder. And that, of course, comes down just like that. It's on this little Technic quarter circle. It's just got a gear that goes down, super smooth, super easy, and super reliable. There's no issues with it whatsoever. And again, it holds itself in place. It's simple and genius. What is not simple and genius is the idle mechanism. There is a lot going on. It is very clever. And it operates basically in 3 stages. So you've got, once the idle has been swapped, of course you can just turn the knob to do it whenever, you'll turn it and the light brick will activate. Yes, there is a light brick. Get excited about that. And then you'll notice the bag will recede. Will it? That's interesting. Okay, so it was already receding. Okay, I gotta do that over again. Come on. So, the biggest feature is the idle mechanism, and it is well clever, let me tell you. Operating in 3 stages. When you turn the knob, you've got the light brick, and then Indy's bag will recede. You kick out the idle. Oh, the roof will collapse. How cool is that? That is such a cool, all in one twist of the knob. I think that is no small feat. That is a really cool feature. Very, very cleverly engineered. You just pop it back. You do have to manually reset the fallen idle, but I mean, come on. What can you ask for? It's excellent. Now, as I alluded to, the experience was exceptional. It's broken down into the 3 stages, and each of the 3 stages feels like a complete build in and of itself. You get to do the big chunky bits as well as the fine details and make everything look beautiful on every single step. I thought that was It's not just in like a big, like a UCS set, for example, where, bag one, you're just building a frame, and then bag two, the functions, then bag three, do the outside sort of deal. No, not like this. This one, it's the first couple of bags, you're building this, and then the next ones you're building this, and the next ones you're building this. So I, for example, very easily split this up between 3 days. Each day I just built a different section. It took me just over an hour for each one, and it was awesome. It was such a natural and great way to split it up and enjoy the build that much more. Really appreciated that. I guess after that, I want to touch on value briefly because, again, I feel it's very, very good. It is an expensive set. There's no way around it. I mean, it's more expensive. It's not too bad, but it is over $100 both in Canada and the States. But you do get good value, I feel. People natter on about, price per piece is not really a good thing to look at. And I would agree with that. I don't think that is the be-all, end-all. Because if you look at price per piece, something like a Speed Champion is going to look really good, but all the pieces are little teeny tiny. Same with dots. You'll think, dots are the best value out there, but they're garbage. I mean, you know it, I know it. And then nobody would ever buy like a Star Wars UCS set or a Technic Supercar, but that's clearly not the case. But I am so heavily digressed right now. Bringing it back, even if you look at it from a price per part ratio, it is very good. It's got however many pieces. It is approaching the 10 cent per piece rate, which is where most people want to be. And it's good. A lot of the parts are very big. You can see there are a lot of really massive bricks. There is a 12 by 12 octagonal plate here. Like there's big parts. As well as you get lots of these great little greenery bits. It's really, really good. The only printed parts are, of course, the minifigures, as well as these skulls for the twist knobs. Everything else is stickered, but there's really not many stickers. I think there was less than 20. Most of them are on these faces for these idols on the walls. Let's see, what was bad about this set? Was anything bad about it? I hate to not criticize something, sort of, but I don't want to needlessly criticize anything, you know what I mean? I guess people have complained that the quotes are not printed and that they are printed on every other diorama. Being that this is my first diorama, I'm not really exposed to it, so I don't care as much. But I guess if that's a big deal to you, I can confirm they are not printed. God, it's just really good. It's stupid good, honestly. I was so happy every day that I built this. There was no part of it was boring. Nothing felt slow. There is a little bit of Technic involved, but I'm not averse to it. And it makes the functions, of course, which are really cool. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's awesome. I'm an Indiana Jones fan. I'm not a super fan, but I've seen all of the films, watched them as a kid. And I think this is the perfect scene, especially that they did the whole thing. Like if I see the other dioramas and I would have thought of what Lego would have done, I would have assumed they would have just done this part because that is the big part, or just the rock, certainly not the middle. And maybe that's what they did do. Maybe they said, I want this or I want this. And they said, well, why don't we just do the whole damn thing? I like it. I'm really pleased with that. That's awesome. Overall, this set is just great. If you're weirdly on the fence about it, I don't know how you would be. Either you wouldn't care at all about Indiana Jones, or if you've seen even one of the films, you'd probably be pretty excited about this. I would say go get it. I mean, I think this is really awesome. On the April 1st release date, I bought two things, the Up House and this. I love the movie Up, and this blows that out of the water. Anyway, thank you for sticking it out with me on this review of this super duper awesome set. It's super duper cool and I super duper like it. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to get your thoughts on this set because I am borderline obsessed with it. I think it is so awesome. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.